Get started. Again, welcome to Yoga Nidra. It's a 45-minute practice. I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of the benefits of Yoga Nidra practice. So it's great for beginners to meditation and those of us needing guided rest for better sleep, easing of pain, and much more. So just to provide you a little bit of context, a little bit of predictability, our Yoga Nidra or our guided rest practice is a form of guided meditation. But there is nothing for you to do except to listen to my voice, follow the guidance of my voice. Aside from also being relaxing, restorative, and restful, studies have shown that Yoga Nidra can also ease insomnia, decrease anxiety, lessen stress, reduce symptoms of PTS, chronic pain, and chemical dependency, can also heighten awareness and focus, and helps to transform negative habits, behaviors, and ways of thinking. It can also help foster feelings of peace, calm, and clarity. So again, reduce stress, improve sleep, help heal trauma, reduce that chronic pain, and plant seeds for future growth. One of the things that I do in the chair Tai Chi and the back yoga class that I teach, we do a certain tapping sequence to help us ease insomnia, ease into sleep. So I'm just going to go over that tiny little movement sequence just for another thing for y'all to have in your toolkit today. So one of the things that we do, and I've got my little list over here, is you pick out one of your arms. I'm going to pick the left arm because that's closest to my heart. I'm going to take my palm and rub my armpit. So there's 3 sequences for easing insomnia, being a little bit more calm. And so this is the tapping sequence for that. So again, you do this for about 30 seconds to a minute. We're just doing a short little thing here at the top of our Yoga Nidra practice. And then the next thing is to the pit of the elbows, is to gently tap the pit of the elbows. So you don't do this very vigorously. It's just a gentle little tap. Again, these are traditional Chinese medicine meridian points to stimulate easing into sleep. So a lot of people do Yoga Nidra for sleep. All right, so the third and final tapping movement, and I'm going to take off my glasses for this, is called the ear pull. So what you'll do is take your fingers on your earlobes and pull down. You might notice an enhanced hearing ability when you do that too. And then take the middles of your ears and pull out. And then you take the fingers on the tops of the ears and pull up. Now we do this 2 more times to complete the sequence. Again, pull down on those earlobes. These are movement sequences to ease insomnia. And then take the fingers, go to the middles, pull outward. And then take the fingers on top of the ears and pull upward. These also are reflexology points, acupressure points in the ears, kind of like you have in your hands and feet. You also have that in your ears. And then one more time. Again, take the fingertips, pull down on those earlobes. And then pull on the outside, pull out. And last one, pull up. Very good. All right, let me get my glasses back on here and get our Yoga Nidra script for tonight. Again, I used to teach this pretty regular basis back in the day when we just converted over to wellness living, and we'll get started. So again, I'm subbing for Susan tonight because she was overseas and it would not allow her to get into the online platform. So let's begin. So hi everyone, my name is Gail and I'm a yoga and Tai Chi instructor here in Texas. This is going to be about a 40 to 45 minute class doing what we call guided rest or Yoga Nidra practice. So what is Yoga Nidra? If you've never done this before or you've never meditated before, I'm glad you're here because this is a great way to start a meditation practice, a Yoga Nidra practice. First of all, Yoga Nidra means yogic sleep. You don't actually have to fall asleep like some people do, but the point is not to make you feel like you're asleep or to make you fall asleep, although that's very common. The point is to get you very, very relaxed. But you're still completely alert with your mind, so I'm not trying to put you into a trance or anything like that. So let's just start there. It's a very relaxing for the body. And the great thing, and why I think it's great for beginners, is because there's hardly any periods of silence. I'm going to walk you through a series of steps, and when I teach this, it's the same steps every time. You might recognize some of these steps already. So if you like this meditation, you could watch any of our Yoga Nidras on the Veterans Yoga Project SoundCloud account, and they will sound basically the same as far as the sequence of events. So first off, we're going to do some centering and breathing together. Then second, we will set intentions, or what I like to call mind intents. And there's 3 parts to that process, and I'll walk you through every step. Third, we'll do what's called a rotation of consciousness, or what I like to call a body scan. You've probably heard it called a body scan, and it just means we're going to pay attention to different places in our body. And then we'll come out of that scan in reverse of how we went into it. Then we'll do some contrast, comparisons. We'll come back to our intentions, our mind intents, or our themes, back to the breathing. And then I'll get you nice and oriented so you don't feel weird for the rest of your day. So if you're the kind of person who has challenges sleeping, trouble with anxiety, restlessness, consciousness, concentration, that type of thing, these kind of meditations have been clinically proven to be really helpful in conjunction with you and your therapy and your medications and the yoga classes and the Tai Chi and all the other things that you're doing for yourself. So I'm going to lower my voice just a little bit, and then I'll start to talk a little slower. This is probably how I will sound throughout the rest of the meditation. So if you need to, adjust your volume as necessary. So I invite you to get comfortable. That might be laying flat on the bed, on the couch, in a comfortable seat. And again, if you're not comfortable, maybe you put a little pillow underneath the bend of the knees to kind of help with back challenges. And maybe a little cushion at the back of the head, the kind of curve of the back of the neck. However you need to be more comfortable. And so when we do a Yoga Nidra practice, it's very common, we're going to be becoming very still. And when you become still, your body can feel a little chilly. So if you have a little light cover that you can pull over yourself, that would really help you settle down into this meditation. It also helps to lower your blood pressure and your heart rate, which can make you feel slightly colder. It's not a bad thing, but it might be a little distracting to feel a little cool. So have that blanket already covered up, snug as a bug, or close by. So please keep your eyes open just for a moment here, or go ahead and open them just for a moment, and take a look around the room that you're in, and just notice the things that are in your room. Notice all the shapes, the colors, the textures. Notice all the objects in the room. Notice if you can hear anything else beside the sound of my voice. Maybe it's a clock or an air conditioner or heater. And then let's start to bring your awareness, instead of everything around you, let's bring that intention into your inner landscape. And if it's available to you today, slowly gaze of the eyes or slowly close of the eyes, whatever's most comfortable for you. Eyes can be totally open also. So I invite you to notice the surface beneath you. Feel that contact of the backside of the body with the surface beneath you. Maybe you can notice the texture of the floor or that surface that's supporting you. So feel that sensation of support, that feeling grounded. And then let's bring our attention to the places of your body that are moving as you are breathing. Don't change your breath in any way. Just notice, what does it feel like here to breathe in? And what does it feel like here to breathe out? And then just maybe you can exert just a little bit of control over the breath by simply extending your exhale breath by 1 second. So you can do that by pulling the belly towards the spine as you exhale and constricting the back of the throat. But what we'll do first is breathe in, slow breath, expand the belly. So here we go. Breathe in, belly out. And as you exhale, constrict that belly towards your spine, exhaling. Sometimes you make a little sound in the back of the throat. Don't try to do it too forcefully. It'll dry out your throat. But that's an option available to you if you're willing to try. So again, breathe in, belly big. And then slowly, slowly exhale. Good. Beautiful. Next, let's set our theme or our intentions together. And there's 3 parts to it, like I mentioned before, and I'll walk you through each part one at a time. The first is to bring to your mind your heartfelt desire. Bring to mind what you truly want in life. It could be anything. Maybe you want to feel healthy or well. Maybe you wish to be a non-smoker or to feel peaceful. Whatever it is you want for yourself, for your life, let's imagine as if it were already true. So for myself, I usually say I am pain-free. So next, set that intention for this specific practice. So what do you wish to commit to? Maybe you just want to stay awake. Maybe you want to fall asleep. Whatever it is, again, sense as if it were already true. What would that feel like in your body and in your mind? So again, maybe it is something like, I am calm, I am peace, I am pain-free. Something you want for yourself in your life, as if it were already true. So let's repeat that intention silently to ourselves 3 times. And what I'll do is I'll softly clap my hands for 10 seconds to give you a chance to repeat that silently. So again, silently to yourself 3 times, and I'll pause here for a moment. Good. And bring to mind your inner resource. That inner resource is your sanctuary inside your mind. And it might be a place or a fantasy. You don't really have to search your memory or somewhere or something or someone that makes you feel peaceful, safe, and well. Maybe it's a time in your life, or maybe a certain person or a pet. Maybe it's somewhere you've never been to before, but maybe a painting of a fantasy world that has all your favorite features, colors, and weather. So any of this will do. And at any time, any point during class today, you can always return there. So it's not something that only exists when I tell you to think about it. It's something that lives inside of you that you can always use as a tool when you need to feel peaceful, safe, and well. Good. Next, we'll practice the body scan portion of class. And if at any time you find your mind wandering, maybe you hear a noise outside the room, maybe you hear a dog barking, or maybe you have all these random thoughts popping into your head. These things can happen, especially if you're new to meditation or to a Yoga Nidra practice. So don't judge yourself. It's completely normal. It's just your brain doing what a brain does. So just kind of acknowledge it, that it's happening, and then gently guide yourself back to what we're doing. Even if you have to do this several times, keep coming back to my voice, coming back to the body scan. If it happens to the Dalai Lama, it's going to happen to us. So from here, what I am going to do is name places in our body, and I'll say, bring all your attention, all your awareness to your right hand thumb. And whether your eyes are closed or open, you'll take all your attention, all your awareness to your right hand thumb in your mind. You will repeat right hand thumb, and then we'll move on to the different places in the body. So this is one of the practices that helps us lessen our anxiety, reduce our cortisol, and to kind of, sometimes people fall asleep during this part of the practice. So it may or may not happen, but let's get started. So I invite you to bring all of your attention to your right hand thumb. Again, you'll think right hand thumb. You bring all your attention to your right hand thumb. Index finger. Middle finger. Ring finger. Right pinky finger. Right palm. Wrist. Forearm. Elbow. Right upper arm. Right shoulder. Right side chest. Right side waist. Hip bone. The upper right leg. Knee. Shin. Top of the right foot. Let's bring all that attention, all of that awareness to our right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, right pinky toe. Then let's shift our attention to the sole of the right foot, heel, the right calf, back of the right knee, thigh, right behind, right mid-back, upper back. So notice all those places on the right side of the body, just the right side. All the way from the shoulders down to the tips of the toes, only on that right side. Now I invite you now to shift all of your attention over to the left side of the body. Let's notice our left thumb. Again, that left thumb. Index finger. Middle finger. Ring finger. Left pinky finger. The palm of the left hand. Forearm. Elbow. Upper arm. Left shoulder, left side chest, left side waist, hip bone. Let's bring all of our attention, all of our awareness to that upper left leg, knee, shin, top of the left foot. And let's bring all of that attention once again to our left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and then that left pinky toe. Let's now shift our attention, all that awareness, all that attention to the bottom of our left foot, ankle, calf, back of the left knee, thigh, left hip, left mid-back, left shoulder. Let's bring all that attention, all that awareness to the left side of the body, all the way from the top of the shoulders down to the tips of the toes. Notice the left side of the body. Now shift your attention back to the right side of the body, and then back to the left side of the body. Now let's notice both the right and the left at the same time. Good. Let's continue. Let's notice the top of the head, the crown of the head. We're shifting the attention from the crown of the head to our forehead. Notice the right ear, the left ear. Bring your attention, your awareness to your right temple, your left temple, the right eyebrow, the left eyebrow. Notice and bring your attention to your right eye, the left eye. Notice the very top of our nose, and then shift it down to the tip of our nose. Noticing your right nostril, your left nostril. Good. Let's bring some awareness to that right cheekbone, the left cheekbone, the upper lip, the lower lip. Notice where your tongue sits in your mouth. Maybe it's resting softly in the middle, or maybe the tip of the tongue resting at the upper palate. Whatever's most comfortable for you. But separate the teeth a little bit and let the mouth be soft. Good. Let's move on. Notice your chin, your jawline, the neck. Then from here, notice your throat center. Once again, bring all of your attention, all of your awareness to your throat center. Then let's notice our heart center. Bring all of your attention, all of your awareness to your heart center. And then let's place our attention, our awareness down to your navel center. And then back up to our heart center. All that attention, all that awareness to your heart center. And then once again, shift your attention back to your throat center. And lastly, let's bring all of our attention, all of our awareness to the tips of our nostrils. From here, slowly breathe in. Slowly breathe out. Once again, we're going to bring some awareness all the way back down to our navel center. We'll do what's called a counted down breath. We'll start at the number 27 and count down towards 1. So with each inhale and exhale, you'll start counting down. For example, bringing all of that attention, all of your awareness to your navel center. Breathing in 27, breathing out 27. Breathing in 26, breathing out 26. And so you'll do this silently, mentally, and I will come in and then ask you to stop, and then we'll go on to the next center. So again, allow your awareness now to drift down to your navel center. And we'll invite you to start with the number 27, with each inhale and exhale counting down, starting now. Good. I invite you to stop right there. And now, shifting from your navel center, bring all of your attention to your heart center. Once again, we'll start counting at 27 with each breath, counting down, starting now. Good. You can stop right there. Sometimes we have to restart our counting too. And that happens, that's okay too. Let's shift our attention from our navel center now to our throat center, starting with the number 27 with each inhale and exhale, counting down, starting now. Good. Let's stop right there. And then from the throat center, we're shifting our attention to the tips of the nostrils. Once again, doing that counted down breath, starting with the number 27, with each inhale and exhale, counting down. Good. You can stop right there. From here, let's do the contrasts and comparisons. So once again, notice your right side of the body. Notice what does it feel like here to notice everything from the top of the head down to the tips of the toes. And then shift our attention now to the left side of the body. Once again, noticing everything from the tips of our toes to the top of the head. Noticing the right side, then noticing the left side. Again, the right side and the left side. Noticing both sides at the same time. Good. Now I invite you to bring some awareness, some attention to the places in the back side of the body. Notice that sensation of support, whether you're lying on your bed, the couch, the chair. Maybe you feel a sensation of support along the buttocks, the back of the head, the back of the arms, the legs, the calves, maybe the bottoms of the feet. Again, notice that sensation of support, feeling very heavy, very weighted, very grounded in the body. Again, notice that sensation. And then from here, let's flip that to noticing all the places in the front side of the body. Notice the arms, the legs, notice the neck, the face. Maybe you're feeling the air coming across the skin. Maybe you're noticing the warm coziness of the blanket on top of your body. Notice what you notice. So the front places of the body may feel light and feathery compared to the places in the back side of the body. So contrast that. Notice the arms are light, the legs are light, the whole front body is light, as if you were floating towards the ceiling. And then notice the places in the back side of the body, feeling very weighted, very heavy, into the surface that's supporting you, the floor, the bed, or maybe that chair. Good. And right now, let's notice any sensations of feeling very warm in the body, or very heated or warm. So just feeling warmth or heat. So what does that warmth feel like? Just feeling very warm and heated. And then I invite you to notice any sensations of feeling cool or chilled in the body. So notice a sensation of coolness. Just noticing any sensations of feeling cool in the body. And then I invite you to come back to that feeling of feeling any sense of warmth or heat in the body, feeling very, very warm. And then come back to feeling very cool in the body. Then I invite you to see if you can allow into your awareness all the sensations of feeling very warm and very cool at the same time. Good. I invite you to bring your awareness back to your breath. Now again, don't change your breath in any way. Just notice, what does it feel here to be very relaxed and to breathe? Maybe it feels a little different from when we started class, and that's okay. Maybe it doesn't feel different, and that's okay too. And lastly, just kind of notice where you feel the most movement as you inhale and as you exhale. Good. Let's imagine the warm glow of light all around you. Not bright, but this glimmering glow of soft light. As if your body were surrounded by this warm and comfortable energy. Now imagine the light fading into darkness. Coal black, flat, dense darkness. The darkest night without any stars or moon. A dark room without windows. The darkness behind your closed eyes. Imagine now feeling lethargic and tired from maybe lack of sleep. Feel the achy tiredness in your bones, your body, and your brain when you just can't muster the strength for one more thing. Now imagine feeling completely rested. You have enough energy to face each day with grace and ease. You have slept well and are electrically alive in each vibrating fiber of your being. Now let's contrast dry and wet. So awaken a sensation of dryness in the body. Remember that feeling of dryness on the skin? Your clothes are dry, your hair is dry, your whole body is dry. Perhaps that feeling of dryness permeates into your body as a sensation of dehydration. The body is dry, the whole body is dry. Now let's contrast that to feeling wet. Now let's awaken the experience of moisture in the body, the experience of moisture and wetness. Imagine water on the fingertips. What would that feel like? Remember the feeling you have when you're in the bathtub surrounded by water. Imagine the wetness moving into the body as a sensation of internal hydration. The body is wet, the whole body wet. Let's contrast blockage versus flow. So what happens when you feel blocked? Remember the last time maybe you were stuck in traffic, when your sinuses were blocked by a cold or by energy, or maybe blocked by an injury. When something happens that impeded your progress forward. So without dwelling on the details, let's focus on the sensation of being physically, energetically, or emotionally blocked. Now, how does it feel to be in the flow? Imagine water flowing smoothly around rocks, that gentle feel of wind flowing through your hair, a time you could easily take steps towards and forward on your path, and everything seemed to be in flow. And then let's consider the new and familiar. So let's embody a feeling of newness. Do new things bring with them feelings of fear or of excitement? How often do you engage in new things, people, places, and projects? So feel that awareness of newness. Let's think about familiar. Let's embody a feeling of the familiar. Your common familiar surroundings, your belongings, your friends, family, and those places you visit every week. Does the familiar feel safe to you, or does it feel old? Feel familiarity. And then if you want to, in your mind, you can say something like, right now, make sure you're not sleeping. Say to yourself, I am awake and aware. And let's come back to feeling grounded. Let's come back to bringing attention to your body. Once again, let's notice the places on our body that are in contact with the floor or the surface beneath us. And then bring attention to the front of your body. Let's notice how the sensations are different here in the places of the body that are not constricted by the surface of the floor. And then notice your breath. And then let's come back to the front and the back places of our body. And then notice the right side of our body and the left side of our body. And the whole body together. And once again, bring to mind that heartfelt desire, what you want in life. Bring to mind once again your inner resource, that memory or fantasy that makes you feel grounded, content, and secure. Bringing attention back into our body. Noticing if your body feels different than when we started class. Notice your breath. And from here, let's do what we call a counted breath, an extended exhale breath. I'll do all the work, you do all the breathing. So what I'll do, as we breathe in, I'll softly clap my hands 4 times as we breathe in. We'll pause, and then we'll slowly exhale, again to help reduce blood pressure, to help reduce that heart rate. So let's begin. Breathing in and pausing, and then slowly breathing out. Once again, breathe in to expand the belly, and slowly breathing out. Together, once more. Breathe in, belly big, and slowly, slowly out. Good. Now I invite you to bring to your awareness that theme, that intention that you set at the beginning of the class. Repeat it silently once again to yourself 3 times. And I'll do that soft counting to a count of 10 with the clapping noise as you do that. Again, repeat it silently 3 times. Here we go. Good. From here, I'm going to read a poem that Richard Miller, who was like the creator of iRest, Yoga Nidra for military, that you might resonate with you at this moment. I have a body, but I am not just this body. My body manifests different sensations of health and sickness, restfulness and tiredness, calmness and agitation. But these states change. I am the unchanging awareness in which these changing sensations arise. I value my body, but I am not just this body. I have emotions, but I am not just these emotions. My emotions manifest different conditions from love to anger, from calmness to agitation, from joy to sorrow. But these states change. I am the unchanging awareness in which these changing emotions arise. I value my emotions, but I am not just my emotions. I have a mind, but I am not just my mind. My mind manifests different thoughts and images, which are constantly changing. I am the unchanging awareness in which these thoughts and images arise. I value my mind, but I am not just my mind. I am aware of all the changing sensations, perceptions, emotions, thoughts, and objects which compose my body, senses, mind, and the world. I am the unchanging awareness in which all these movements arise. I am pure and changing awareness. Again, I have a body, but I am not just my body. I have a mind, but I am not just my thoughts. And I have emotions, but I am not just my feelings. What am I then? What remains after having disidentified from my body, sensations, feelings, and thoughts? I am a center of pure awareness. And then from here, if you so choose to continue in slumber, please do so. But if you wish to come back into the now, into the present moment, I invite you to wiggle your fingers, wiggle those toes. Maybe open the eyes and start to notice the room that you're in. Maybe make your movements just a little bit bigger. If you're lying on your back, maybe bring one knee into your chest and then the other, and do a slow movement from side to side. That's often very nice for those of us with back challenges. And if you're seated, maybe you can do some wide shoulder circles just to bring a little bit more movement back into the body. If you want to continue to be on your back, maybe go back to being comfortable. But we'll transition now into our gratitude practice. So I invite you, wherever you are, to shift your hands to your heart center. Hands could be stacked. Hands can be together. And just in gratitude of showing up, if you could, if you may, drop your chin softly towards your heart center. Let's think about one thing that we're grateful for, or an idea of gratitude. Let's grab it, clasp it, and place whatever we're grateful for into that heart center. Think about it, contemplate it. I appreciate y'all's dedication, your discipline, your determination, and your responsibility for signing up for a class, coming to a class, or maybe listening or watching a recording later on. You're on your path of self-healing, self-help. So I applaud you, I honor you. And from here, if you so choose, eyes open, close, come back into the now, back into the present moment. And we'll do our traditional ending sayings for this Yoga Nidra class. So the light in me honors and respects the light in you. So let's take that strength. Let's take that respect and that attitude of gratitude. And let's pass it on. Namaste, which means the bright light in me honors and respects the bright light in you. This concludes our practice of Yoga Nidra.